Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. Oh, hell yeah. You better call somebody. You better get on the phone and call your friend, call your cousin, call somebody and get them right here to watch the Ralph's Opinion Show. And we're here every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick platforms. And also, your comments are welcome, and we have the QR code above the screen. And please check out the ticker tape below if you're interested in any sponsorship advertising for my radio shows and website, and also here as well on our social media platforms. Also, please don't forget my website, www.RW Media Productions. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ralph Williams. I am the host of the Ralph's Opinion Show. And yeah, what do you want to talk about? Let me talk to you. I am the revolutionary. I am the visionary. I am Ralph Williams. It's great to be here tonight. We have a lot to talk about, including the elections, which happened last night. And some people got voted out. Others stayed in. Those who didn't support President Trump got voted out. Those who do support President Trump get voted in or back in or whatever it is that they were doing or whatever. All right. So do you like the fact that President Trump is taking control of the election, that if you don't do what his policies are, you get voted out by the Trump administration, and he will take you to the cleaners? Do you endorse that? Now tonight we're doing a very special Ralph's Opinion Pittsburgh edition. This is a brand new thing I'm doing here. It'll only be a few minutes. We're going to talk about last night's election, some big upsets, some stuff that might what they call tickle your fancy a little bit there as well. But there were some changes in the guard in some places last night. So I just want to let everyone know, in that perspective with the election last night, and not only in Pittsburgh, but across the country as well. All right. Pensman says, hello, Ralph. How are you? And I'm doing good, Pensman. Thank you. It's a great night for Ralph's Opinion. It's a great night. If you live in certain parts of the country, it's not so great right now. They have, snow going on. But if you're in some parts of the country, like here in Studio 10 in Berlin, Maryland, we have a heat wave going on here. So, and then also up in PA and some places as well. Check out Pensman Sports. Check out all his stuff on his YouTube channel as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe to all of our YouTube channels as well. And I also want to talk to you today also about Brian Pettit and the Sports Break Media. Don't forget to tune into his content as well. He has some great content. Please like and subscribe to his YouTube channel as well as mine as well, RW Media Productions, as you see right here. As I'm going to put that up right there. There we are, RW Media Productions. And I want to thank the City of Brotherly Love today for my Ralph Williams show, which is on every single Wednesday, 3 to 4 p.m. Next week, we have a live call-in show. So don't forget to participate in the Ralph Williams show in Philadelphia, 860 AM, WWDB, the City of Brotherly Love, the cheesesteak, the Liberty Bell, and the Rocky statue. That's Philly, the city of brotherly love. So don't forget to tune in. They give me a lot of brotherly love every Wednesday as well. Also, don't forget this weekend. I know it's Memorial Day weekend, but still, we're going to be broadcasting. We have the Ralph Williams Show, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on 93.5 The Beach down here in the Delmarva region. 93.5 The Beach. We will be we have a lot to talk about as well. I can get that up there. There we are. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. 93.5 FM, The Beach, 50,000 watts. Lots to talk about. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., The Ralph Williams Show. And then later on, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., we have the Ralph Williams Show in Pittsburgh up on 12:50 a.m., The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial, and TheAnswerPGH.com. And then Sunday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., The Ralph Williams Show with me, Ralph Williams, and my co-host, Tony Moreno. Here we are.
And here we go.
All right. Don't forget the Ralph Williams Show. And then 10 a.m. on Saturday morning as well. 10 a.m. the Saturday Sports Show with me, Ralph Williams. Pensman Sports, Brian Pettit, Leo Haggerty, and we have some great topics to talk about this week, including the NHL draft order. We'll talk about that. Baseball, Major League Baseball. And if you live in Tampa, my question to you is, do you approve of the fact that John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, one of the biggest injury law firms in the world, do you approve of him putting money in for the Tampa new stadium? Now, I get it's money. Okay, but if you wanted to go to Morgan & Morgan and have him represent you, he's going to take a lot of money out in fees because he has to cover for that. All right, that's something you need to think about. I always give you something to think about here on the Ralph's Opinion Show, as well as what's going on. We'll talk about the San Diego thing. Shame on that teenager for doing that. And we need to, in this country, do something about mental health. I mean, this stuff is getting a little out of control here. All right, and there you go. All right, yeah, a failure. I like that one. There you go. All right, there you go. All right, thank you, Pensman. Appreciate it. All right, okay. I hope you like my new little setup here. I completely improved my studio over the last week. Put the microphone here, and I can sit back nice and comfortable, and I don't have a knot in my back trying to lean up into the microphone. I can sit back and talk into the microphone. I have my controls a little closer to me. Just made this into a great professional studio as well here at Studio 10 in Berlin, Maryland. So just to let everyone know, if you like the new setup, let me know about that as well. Also, please don't forget to let's see what Pensman has to say here. It says 3 people. Oh, great. All right. There you go. Thank you. Thank you for the promotion, Pensman. I appreciate it. Yeah, let me know if you're here, if you're watching. I still get these emails about how I sold out Pittsburgh, and I got a guy who was upset with me about something that I said that he didn't like, and he's no longer going to watch any of my shows anymore, and I really don't care because I got other people, especially up in Alaska there. I got Rob and Sarah. I got Timmy and Eden. I got a few other folks across the country and around the world that tune in to Jill out in the UK. So I don't need, some people who, that's fine. You disagree with me, that's fine. But, don't sit there and call me names like that, because that's truly not my intention was never to ever sell out Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh sold out me, and that's the bottom line right there. All right. It says 3 people on here. Hit the like and come in and chat and let Ralph know who you are here. That's exactly it. Exactly it. All right. All right. Let's get into tonight's topics. This thing in San Diego. You don't like somebody. Whatever happened to and I brought this up to the attention of everybody here on the show many times. Whatever happened to just sitting down and discussing it? Whatever happened to that? That seemed to have gone away. Now, anytime we don't like somebody, we kill him, we shoot him. Look at the Mangione guy. He didn't like the fact that he couldn't get insurance from United Healthcare. So instead of just saying, okay, I'll go to another insurance company, he goes and shoots the CEO and the executive. All right. So please explain to me where we're at in this country today. All right. And here's another example of progressives. Don't do anything about mental health. Just let people just wander around. Okay. Don't do anything about expanding police departments, law and order. I've said this many times about progressives. I continue on my crusade to make sure we get rid of all of them out of this country. Get them out of these seats in the Senate and the Congress. Get them out of the state jobs. Get them out of the state houses. Get them out of the cities and the counties. Because if you see in some cities and counties, they are ruining the counties and the cities. And I've given you many examples as to what has happened in Pittsburgh with this, okay? Which is another reason I got out of Pittsburgh, okay? So there we are with that. All right, it says, exactly, guns too. I mean, I'm not saying take gun rights away from everybody. There are responsible people who are allowed to hold on to guns or have guns, get a permit for a gun, okay, that are responsible, that use the guns responsibly, they use them for recreational purposes. But when you use them to kill somebody at a synagogue because you don't like Jewish people, or you kill an Islamic synagogue or an Islamic place or one of those temples because you don't like Arabs or whatever, okay, that's your problem. That's not my problem. That's not their problem. And there's a lot of hate in this country now. And it starts at the top. There's a lot of people out there that don't like President Trump right now, who never liked President Trump at all, no matter what he does. Okay? That's hate. There's been at least 5 assassination attempts, including one at a dinner, which the point was proven by President Trump that we need to improve the ballroom at the White House that the progressives laughed about and thought that, oh, well, we shouldn't waste tax dollars on that. Well, that's because you don't care about the safety of President Trump. Whether you like President Trump or not, he is our president. He is the leader of our country. Is this acceptable to you? And again, I'm going to bring up about Iran. I wanted the Iran war. I want to get rid of this tyrant of a country that continues to threaten not only just us as a country, the United States, but they continue to threaten our allies, at least the ones that we still have as allies, because some of the NATO allies refuse to do anything to help us out. Anything. They do nothing. They're useless. And I don't blame President Trump for saying that. All right? Now, when President Trump ran the first time, I really didn't acknowledge the fact about his comments. I didn't like what he made fun of that handicap reporter. I didn't like that, and I still to this day don't. What I couldn't figure out is he insulted women, and women voted for him. Okay? So I guess women out there who voted for President Trump must think that I guess it's okay to be insulted. All right? Now, I voted for him this time because who else was there to vote for? Kamala Harris can't find her way out of a paper bag without using Joe Biden's repeated things. All right? So who do you vote for? And now these elections, the elections that happened yesterday, is an example of President Trump taking control of the election in his country. If you're not with him, you're against him. And if you're against him, you go out. You're done. You're finished. It's over. Okay? The bottom line is that I don't blame him for this. Because he needs allies. He needs people to approve his policies. You got progressives out there that, again, the Hakeem Jeffries, I keep using the Chuck Schumers, the Bernie Sanders, as much as you think He's an independent. He's still progressive. He's got them pop bottle glasses, and he shakes his hands, and he wiggles his hair, and he looks like a clown in a circus every time he talks. Okay? So you think about that for a second. When them guys are always up there doing this and doing absolutely zero, they do nothing. And what do you do about it? Nothing. That's the whole problem. You do nothing. All right? And this is for those of you out there who don't vote. For those of you out there who continue to do nothing, this is what I'm giving to you today. All right? This is it right here. All right? Okay? That's exactly right. Fred Sanford said it perfectly. You are nothing but a big dummy. When you continue to just go on and do these things like this, all right, and let this country go down the toilet, that is exactly why I say that to you as a voter. All right? As a voter. Tonight at 8:30, the Ralph Report, special Pittsburgh edition. We're going to talk tonight about the election in Pittsburgh, some big surprises. I'm working on I have Jim Allenbogen coming on for the Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Ralph Williams show on 1250 a.m. The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial. He's a local guy who was once a county council person for Allegheny County. He was on the county council for many years. And he's going to come and he's going to talk with us about the election. There's some surprises in this election. Hold on. Up tonight at 8:30. And those of you who don't know about my Ralph Reports, I will be doing more of them come June 1st. Every day there will be at least one Ralph Report, maybe two. It all depends on what's going on. I will be reporting on stuff to you. This show continues to thrive. Saturday sports show with me, Ralph Williams, Pensman Sports, Brian Pettit, Leo Haggerty. That continues to thrive as well. All right. So, and then this Sunday, our final edition, or coming up close to our final edition, the playoffs are here, but close to our final edition of the UFL Weekly. This and I don't know if I still have it here or not. I might. Yeah, I think I do. Let me see what this is. I think it's interesting. Oh, there we go. I don't know what's going on tonight. Seems to be when the videos go up, my mic don't seem to come on right away. I guess that's this software. I'm working on using a different software here. That's in the works right now. That's coming up real soon here, as well, as you know. So, yeah, I know it is. I don't understand where that's coming from either, Pensman. I don't know. I have to figure. Now I figured out what's wrong. I don't have my camera's all messed up for some reason. And for what purposes, I have no idea. In fact, I can't even get my camera up. I'm having issues with that. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's try something else. All right, let's look into that. There we go. Got to fix a couple things. Let's see what that does. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't. That's strange. All right, let's see what that does. No, that's doing it too. What the heck is going on today? Why is this happening? I actually thought it was just because I have eye issues. I thought it was my eyes. Didn't realize it was going out over the air. I don't know why it's blurred like that. I have no clue. But I will. I'm looking into the settings, and I just don't see anything that applies to this. Interesting. All right, let's see. Let's go into standard. No, that's not working either. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit better, I think. High definition. Let's try that. High definition is always the best. See what happens there. All right, let's try this now. See where that goes. Yeah, we're the usual technical issues tonight again with this this software. You know how it goes. So I actually thought it was my eyes that was giving me a problem. I didn't realize it was going out over the air, and I don't know why it's so blurred. Maybe I can figure something out here. There we go. Oh, that's not it either. Wow, crazy, 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 crazy. But we'll get it done. So it's typical. This software here, typical these days. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, thank you for bringing that to my attention, Pensman. I appreciate it. But anyway, again, let's get back into these elections yesterday. Some people got voted out. Others won by the skin of their chinny chin chin. There's a woman in Washington County. Her last name's Bernardo. Okay. Okay. Thank you. But anyway, Bernardo, and she almost got voted out because she's, a Trump person, and she said some things about the Haitian immigrants that live in Charleroi, Pennsylvania. All right, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but President Trump brought that up one time in his campaign, one of his campaign speeches. He talked about Charleroi. See, Charleroi, Pennsylvania, is a Mon Valley community, which when you're along the Monongahela River, it's called the Mon Valley. So in the Mon Valley, they have an abundance of Haitian immigrants that live there. And President Trump has this big problem with this. Okay. I don't know if he thinks they're all illegals, but some of them have been arrested for being illegals, which of course, where that goes with ICE, and my opinions on ICE and things like that. But anyway, what has happened is that we have come to the conclusion that now it's hate everybody, hate all the immigrants. I don't hate immigrants. What I hate is the ones that are illegal. And I've told you my stance on this many, many times. I mean, if there are those of you out there think I hate immigrants, I don't hate them. I just want them to follow the rules and pay the taxes and, do not appreciate being here and not act like meatheads and all that other stuff. I would rather, that's what I want them to do. I want them to be good American citizens and do everything like everybody else does. And, you got those of you out there, and some of you are in unions that are out there complaining about how immigrants are stealing American jobs and how foreign countries are doing this. Well, we led it in this direction. Taxes, running, now they want to run, people out of Allegheny County up in Pittsburgh. They want to run businesses out by having 18 days or 18 weeks of sick time for mothers who, or people who get pregnant, or whatever, what they call leave, okay, sick leave or whatever it's called. They want to do that. All right. So, I mean, you just can't, there are some things you can't do. You raise minimum wage too high, and employers, they stop hiring people. All right. And I had, someone who comes here and helps me out here. She said somebody was having trouble getting a job, which I don't understand because there's jobs everywhere. And you complain about immigrants stealing your job and you want them out of here, but you don't want to work. And I've been talking about this for a long, long time. And a lot of you are getting tired of it. I know that. But you have to understand this is where we are in America today. All right. We're doing it to ourselves. That's exactly it. We're doing it to ourselves. Breaking news, DOJ charges former Cuban President Raul Castro. There you go. We got the Venezuelan president, now Cuba's president. And President Trump's just getting what belongs to us. That we have let go as a society. That we have let go with the presidents that we voted in before President Trump. That we have done this And we've done this to ourselves. All right. Yesterday's election, did your candidate win? Did you vote for the same progressive? I hope you shipped them all out. Are you part of the mega campaign with President Trump and keeping all the ones that like his policies? All right. I have no problem with his policies. Right now, I'm a fan of his. I'm kind of angry about the fact that the Iran war hasn't ended. It's causing problems with our economy, with gasoline prices. People are not going out as much because they can't afford the gas. People are not going to restaurants as much because they can't afford it, because restaurants have to raise prices because food prices are high and they're blaming everybody. And here's the problem I have with this, everybody. You blame gas. You blame gas prices every time for everything. But did you get on the politicians to go after some of these companies who overprice for food? All right. Did you do that? No, you didn't. Well, food prices are high, Ralph. It's because of gas. No, it's not all because of gas. It's because of you. The person who didn't vote the right person in to do something about this problem. This has been going on since COVID. And here, I got something for you tonight. Heinz ketchup is going back to a glass bottle. Now, here's why they're going back to a glass bottle. Plastic is expensive. Plastic costs more money to do. All right. And a lot of states now are not recycling anymore because it costs more money to recycle than it did before. So a lot of states now are not recycling. Down here where I live in Maryland, they're not recycling. We don't recycle. Okay. All right. It costs too much money. It costs more money to recycle than it would ever, not to recycle. And I get it. It's for the future of our children. I get that. All right. Well, let's put that to the side for a minute. And let's look at what's going on right now in this country. Okay. But Heinz wants to bring back the glass traditional things. You know why? Because they can make them smaller and charge you more money. Did you think about that? Do you watch my Ralph reports when I exposed Pepto-Bismol, when I exposed Sunkist, when I exposed Dawn dish detergent? Do you watch them? I do that for you. I do that to help you. Okay? I'm going to start coming out with a little bit of some stuff to show you how to easily prepare meals. I might be handicapped, but at least I know how to prepare meals for myself. I don't call Mom's Meals, or I got nothing against those people. Nothing against them at all. Mom's Meals, that one with the little oven, you got to put the little code in there, probably costs $200 a meal. I don't call none of them people. I make my own food. And there's nights where we call it here potluck. You know what potluck is? You're on your own. Make a sandwich, maybe eat a bowl of soup. Eat something that was left over. It's called potluck. There's nights I don't feel like cooking at all. Maybe I went out or I went to a doctor's appointment. I'm exhausted. I come home. I don't want to be cooking. And that's right. I do that. I call it potluck. All right. And that's exactly what it is. Okay. So I do Ralph reports for your benefit. But the problem I'm having here tonight, and I want to talk about this a little bit before we get into President Trump's good, the bad, and the ugly. That's coming up as well. All right. But before we get into that, I want to talk about this. This is called discrimination in media. All right. I'm not saying that I was ever discriminated against, but I'm being discriminated up in Pittsburgh. And I want to talk about this because this is another reason why I left Pittsburgh. I know a guy who got fired by the prominent radio station, or I don't know if he got fired or let go or whatever, came to work. They told him, you're done. Today's your last day. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Something got to be done about that too. All right. But right now, let's focus on Iran. Let's focus on getting our economy back. Let's focus on the Yahweh Hormuz. Let's concern ourselves with that first before we worry about this. But that's something that needs to be done. Either federal law, which probably won't get done because it's about workers, not about companies. The federal government right now with President Trump and everybody, they worry about corporations more than they worry about the worker. All right. I'm wrong about that because President Trump did do the Nippon Steel deal in Pittsburgh, which I'm glad he did that, and I knew he would. That Joe Biden dropped the ball on. He could have went out looking like a hero, not once but 2 times, and he did. Okay. All right. And he did. It keeps coming up. Got to put it on ice. Exactly. All right. Let's worry about the key issues in our country right now. We got mental health problems. We got homeless problems. We got food problems. The biggest, we're supposed to be the number 1 country in the world, and we have a food problem. We got people that can't find housing. Okay. But let's get back to this media thing. Discrimination in media. I reach out to the same people who are on the major station up there to come on my show, and they won't. Whether it's a political analyst, whether it's a sports figure, whether it's a wrestling figure, whether it's whatever, and they won't come on my show. That, to me, is discrimination. All right? And I'm being discriminated against because I'm not on the blowhard superpower that they have up there. But don't worry. Sooner or later, I'm going to take their audience. Sooner or later, I'm going to take their ratings. Sooner or later, people are going to be following me. It's coming. I smell it. Do you smell it? Because I do. I smell it all the way down here. I not only smell the ocean air, but I smell the other stuff too coming. All right? That's right. That's exactly it. Pensman, hit it on the nose. But that's not it. The thing I have tonight is discrimination. I called 3 people to come on one of my radio shows. They either never got back to me, didn't bother to even call me and say, hey, look, I can't be on. I have a problem. Fine. But when you're ignorant, and then I hear you on the other station, that's the problem I have with you. And that is called media discrimination. Maybe you don't look at it that way, but I do. And here's a guy, and then we're going to get back to this. A guy. I'm going to do my Mike Tomlin imitation. A guy. I'm waiting for him to make his first broadcast on the Sunday Night Football. Okay? Do you smell what Ralph is cooking? There you go, Pensman. I like that. That's a good one. That is a really good one there. Do you smell what Ralph is cooking? Absolutely. Yeah, do you smell it? I smell it. I smell it. I smell it big time. All right? I smell big things coming. Patience is where I am right now. Disgusted, yes, because I should have more views. I should have more subscribers. I should have more of all that, but I don't. And why? I don't know, because nobody tells me anything. Ralph Williams, 737@gmail.com. I welcome your emails. All right? And real soon, I'm considering doing a live call-in show. Ralph's Opinion will be live calling. Okay? That's in the works. I'm working on that. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not taking the abuse. Okay? I don't take it here on the comments section, and I'm definitely not taking it on the phone. So if you call in and you want to cause issues, you immediate hang up. And I'm not playing games with you. I don't have time. All right? Okay? Every 4th Wednesday of the month, I have a live call-in show on Philadelphia's 860 AM WWDB Ralph Williams Show. You can call in and talk with me then, too. Okay? Check out my social media platforms for the phone number. All right? That's next Wednesday. Not show already went past today. Next Wednesday. All right? So you can call in. You can ask me questions, whatever you want. My thoughts right now on the Iran war, let's end it. Let's tear them apart. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of them Obliviate them like President Trump keeps saying we're going to do, and let's get it done. Quit listening to Britain and France and all these other countries who are as useless as tits on a bull, and that's the way I'm going to put it. All right? Because if you know me, I tell it like I see it. And that's exactly what's happening. Okay? We need to end this war. We need to get rid of it as quickly as possible and get our economy back up where it needs to be. All right? There's a lot of jobs out there, but as usual, nobody wants to work. All right? Which is not uncommon. 8,000 people in Meta are getting cut because of AI. My next question to you tonight is, before we get in, once again, this is a breaking story. Meta or whatever they're called, who owns Facebook, has laid off a bunch of workers. And there's a reason for that. Because of AI. And I know that a lot of people are squawking and crying about these AI centers, being built in your community. They don't like that idea because they're afraid it's going to it's going to eat up electric, that kind of thing. But here's the bad news, everybody, with AI. It's now taking away jobs. 8,000. 8,000. And that's a lot of jobs. Good paying jobs going bye-byes. All right, good paying jobs. Okay? All right. CNN Network, yes. Cutting jobs. Media's cutting jobs. All right? But real quick, because I wanted to get the Meta stuff out of the way before I forgot. I wanted to get that out of the way. But now, let me go into this. This guy got fired or whatever from the major radio station in town. And I went, oh, man, I can get this politician on that I want because he is now the media director for this politician. Guess where he's having this politician go on? That same station that let him go and didn't tell him about anything. If somebody did that to me, and I'm going to give you an example here, and I don't care if he gets mad at me. I could care less. This is my show. I'll say whatever I want. You don't like it, too bad. Okay? You don't like it at all? Tough. Too bad. Okay? All right. I got let go by a certain sports network. Do you think that I spoke to him? No. Do you think I have anything to do with him? No. Do you think I want any of my shows on there again? No. Okay? Just like if you were in a relationship or you're trying to get into a relationship with a woman, and the woman says, we can't be together, but we can be friends. But you really like that girl or that woman. We can be friends. I don't know. Okay? Or, well, you know what? I got to let you go from this job, but we can still be friends. Really? Is that so? You're cutting me out, but you want me to still be your friend? Are you kidding me? Then you didn't even give me any warning of it. You just cut me out. That's the bottom line. Okay? You get what I'm talking about here, everybody. Why would this guy who works for this politician who got cut by this radio station give them what they want, this guy, this politician? See, that is discriminating in the media. I've made phone calls. I've spoken to this guy on the phone many times. Oh, Ralph, I'll get him for your show. Ralph, how you doing, man? We go back 20 years, man. How you doing? I'm doing okay. But how about helping me out here a little bit? I got a sponsor who kind of who lied to me and said that at this law firm who said, oh, we didn't get your email, Mr. Williams. I was reaching out to him about sponsorship advertising. I said, well, I sent it. I said, you mean you didn't get it? No. And I said, look, I says, I'm trying to make it here in the media. You think you might be able to do me a favor and help this little guy out a little bit? Do you know that secretary said I got ignorant and hung up on me? Do you know that? All I said was, can you help the little guy out? I'm trying to do something in Pittsburgh here, trying to make something of myself. Can you help me out with my show? That kind of thing. That's all I said. And I didn't even say it smart. I said it real nice and easy. That lady said I'm ignorant and downright disgusting. How am I ignorant and disgusting for asking and saying, hey, look, can you help me out here? All right. And then she kind of got a little, I think she got frustrated because I challenged the fact that she didn't receive the email, which of course is not true. Instead of you just saying to me, well, we're not interested. Okay, I get that. Fine. Go to the other station. All right. Pay $6 million for advertising. Go ahead. And in today's economy, wouldn't you think you'd want to do that? How many businesses have I said, come to me, I'll give you affordable advertising. In fact, I'll cut your break based on your budget. That went out of business because they wouldn't come my way. And they spent a ton of money on the other station and got nothing. Do you catch what I'm getting at now? This is media discrimination, and I'm being discriminated upon. And so is other people who have shows in Pittsburgh that, and whatnot. Why would this guy, and I'm not going to mention his name here. I've already spoken about this before. Okay. Why would this guy give the satisfaction to the station who let him go and cut his job? Because if you did that to me, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm done. It's over. I went through this BS with Beaver County Radio, and I'm not going through it with anybody else. Okay? A bunch of lies and a bunch of BS. And yes, that's right. It's a hypocrite world, Pensman. Yes, indeed, exactly. All right? So I don't want any more emails. And if I get them, I'm erasing them about me being sold out, because I've told you 1,000 times, and I think you just don't understand. You have this theory that I sold out Pittsburgh. I still love Pittsburgh. I just don't like the way it is now. And I got out when I needed to. And if you live there and you don't like it, get out. If you can. Go somewhere else. There's people leaving Maryland. They're going to Florida. They can't afford it here because the taxes are high. This guy, I watched on a news report. He took him and his 4 kids, uprooted. He has one of those types of jobs that he was working from home anyway, so he could take his job with him to Florida. And he's going to Florida. They have no state tax. He's going to Florida. It's nice weather, except for hurricanes. I get it. And heavy rain. I get that. If you can survive that, you can survive Florida. All right? Okay? Why? Because he had to pay too much in taxes. He couldn't afford it. Him and his wife were both working. 4 kids couldn't afford it. Had to leave. Sold his house. Went and got a house down in Florida for half of what he paid here for a house in Maryland. Okay? All right? And Maryland wants to know why they're broke. They want to know why they're poor. They want to know why we're $3 billion in a hole. You know why? Because of that. Why? Because 2 million people are leaving. 2 million are coming in, but 300,000 are unaccounted for. That means there's 2.3 million people have left the state of Maryland in the last year. 2 million have come to Maryland, though. That picks up a little bit of the slack, but you're still down 300,000. And when you get these whiners in Delaware and Maryland that complain because their property taxes go up, but they don't want retail, they don't want anything. It's too much traffic. I moved here for peace and quiet. And smoke from the trucks and pollution coming through my community. But then you want to shut your diner down because you don't have any business. You got business coming through your community. You asked for a new highway. You got it. They don't use the highway to come through you. Oh, there's a diner. Oh, maybe I can go get something to eat. Oh, there's a craft store there. My wife likes crafts. Maybe I can go get some crafts. You ever think of that? There was a community in Pittsburgh called Bridgeville. They bitched. And you know why they bitched? Because they complained because they were going to toll a bridge that goes over Bridgeville. It's called the I-79 bridge. They were going to toll it, Pennsylvania was, to help offset some expenses. All right? The Turnpike Commission there stinks. All right? And what's going on is we're getting ready to wrap it up here. We're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly real quick. And then at 8:30, 8:35, I'm coming on with Ralph's Report, the Pittsburgh edition. Brand new. debuts tonight. Lots to talk about. I want to get this out in case you don't tune into my radio shows, because I got Jim Ellenbogen coming on. He's a political expert, former Allegheny County councilman. Talk about some of the politics of what happened to Pat Katina, which we'll talk about tonight. Where do you see this? And I challenge anyone that lives in Allegheny County in Western Pennsylvania, I challenge you tonight. And that's going to come up next. And then at 9 o'clock, I'll be on with Steel City Sports World on YouTube and Facebook, and it'll be simulcasted on my channel here, on my YouTube and my Facebook page. All right? So, you get my point now. You get what I'm talking about. I'm the Rodney Dangerfield of media. I get no respect. None at all. But I'm telling you right now, like I said about Maryland, if something isn't done here soon, there will be nobody here. This will be a ghost town. This will be a ghost state. You got to do something about energy prices. They got to do something about food prices. They got to do something about gas price. A lot of that is more important than worrying about plastic and plastic bags. And now we're going to put Heinz ketchup in a glass bottle and make it smaller, and we pay more money. Do you think that's fair? No. It's been going on since COVID, but you don't look at that stuff. I have tried to help you. Do I get any appreciation of anyone subscribing? No. Do I get any appreciation for anyone viewing it? No. Do I get any appreciation? Hey, Ralph, thank you. No. I get nothing. Nothing at all. And, sometimes I wonder, and I hate to say this, if this is even worth it, me coming on here like this on social media. I sit back sometimes and I wonder if it's worth it putting stuff on the radio. Well, the radio shows are picking up. I got a lot of audience on them. I've cut back my media schedule here because I lack of viewership, lack of subscribers, lack of commitment to my brand. All right. I've tried to come up with different shows, different ways, different things. Still can't get there. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. All right. I don't. And there are people up in Pittsburgh who say that because I'm not in the community there, that's one of the reasons nobody listens to my shows. Okay. I appreciate that, Pensman. Thank you. I know you do, because you're one of my best friends and partners in media here on social media and whatnot. All right. So is Brian Pettit. So is Leo Haggerty. And Claudia Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, Luther Dupree. All right. I got lots of friends in media. And I got some of you out there, and I'm not going to mention no names, who I've had on my shows so many times, and you've never once ever asked me to come on. Tell me that's not disrespectful. Tell me. Is that discrimination in media? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, Ralph, you don't have enough, followers on Twitter. Whoop-de-doo. What's that got to do with anything? All right. I know people who have mega audience, but they only have 200 people on Twitter. Why can't I get a mega audience? Because you know what? I think I figured some of this out. You don't like the truth. You can't handle the truth. And I bring the truth out here. All right? I bring it here. Don't forget to tune in Saturday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., the Delmarva version of the Ralph Williams Show on 93.5 FM, The Beach. I got to tell you, I'm going to talk to you about Ocean City. I don't have time tonight. They got egg on their face. And you'll know, tune into the show. All right? That's kind of like a rhyme of a poem, tune into the show. All right. Okay, let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly of President Trump. Here we go. All right, President Trump, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, There's a possible ceasefire. No matter what it is that's signed, Iran doesn't want peace. All right. And so the good news is President Trump is trying, he's working on trying to get a peace deal, but it just seems like Iran doesn't want one. All right. That's right. I don't get paid, or I don't get paid to teach YouTube. Exactly. All right. Exactly. And I want to do a quote here today. Aaron Rodgers signed his contract today with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I don't talk sports here. I let my other friends do that, and I do different things in sports. But okay, the reporter asked him this dumbass question, and I just don't get some of these reporters. First question they asked him, he was spotted in the northern sector of Allegheny County. It's called the North Park area. He was spotted at North Park at an ice cream store getting an ice cream. Okay. So what happened was he goes and gets the ice cream. He's there with some teammates from the Steelers. All right. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Trying to see who it is there. Oh, all right. Thank you so much. I'm glad you appreciate the show. All right. So anyway, as I mentioned, he was there to get an ice cream. So guess what the reporter asked him today? Well, Aaron, what did you do after you went and got your ice cream? You want to know what Aaron Rodgers told him? I'll tell you what he told this woman reporter. It's none of your business what I do after I get my ice cream. You asked a question, which was stupid. That's why stupid never takes a vacation. In fact, we'll get into that in a minute here. And then someone said to Aaron Rodgers, well, are you going to mentor Will Howard and our new quarterback, our third round pick, Allure from Penn State? You know what he said? That's not my job. He did a Ben Roethlisberger like he did the Mason Rudolph. That's not my job. Again, another stupid question. Why would you ask that question? What makes you think Aaron Rodgers is going to mentor anybody? He didn't mentor Jordan Love in Green Bay. He's not going to mentor anybody else. Why would you even ask that stupid question? Okay. And then here's the other stupid question that they asked him. Okay. What you were in town. What were you doing in town? Again, none of your business what I was doing here. Okay. Nate, thank you, Nate. I appreciate that for tuning in, like, and subscribe every Wednesday night right here, 7:30, Ralph's Opinion. Again, another dumb question. But there were some answers that no one had that Aaron Rodgers actually brought to the forefront. All right. We'll be talking about that on Sports Corner Show Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m. and Friday, 3 p.m. on 620 a.m. KHB in Pittsburgh. And then also on 3 p.m. Friday. And then Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m. on 1250 a.m. The Answer 92.5 on the FM dial, theanswerpgh.com. All right. All right. Let's get back to the good, the bad, and the ugly real quick of President Trump. And then stupid never takes a vacation. I just gave you one example. But here's the other example before we get back to President Trump. Some idiot woman decides to work. She works at McDonald's, picks up some French fries, eats them, and puts them back into the thing and sends them out to somebody. Do you know that woman was fired? Not only was she fired, and I'll tell you about how stupid never takes a vacation here. All right. Okay. All right. It's the fact that she not only got fired, she is being charged with reckless endangerment by the health department there. I forget where it was at. You got it? Stupid never takes a vacation, and shame on you. Shame on the guy who went shooting around in San Diego. Shame on you. Shame on you reporters, and stupid never takes a vacation. Ask Aaron Rodgers stupid questions like that. Shame on you this weekend if you drive drunk for Memorial Day weekend. Shame on you. Shame on you if you don't honor our vets for Memorial Day. Shame on you for that too. Lots of shame on yous out there because it's shameful. Shame on you. Again, teachers again doing, molesting kids and doing whatever. It's sick and pathetic. Shame on you for that too. All right. Stupid never takes a vacation. Why would you ask some dumb questions like that? What did you do, Aaron, after you got an ice cream cone? Oh my. No wonder Mike Tomlin eats the media alive in Pittsburgh. No wonder. No wonder. Okay. No wonder he didn't take the New York Giants job, because they're going to eat John Harbaugh alive up there. That media is horrid up there. And I said that 1,000 times, and everybody said I was wrong. Oh, he'll play them like a fiddle. No, he won't. Not the New York media, because the Pittsburgh media wants to know what you're doing with an ice cream cone. Wow. All right. The good President Trump, he's working on the ceasefire. All right. He visited China. We got to kiss their butt because they gave us money. All right. He's working on, again, the bad part about this is, the bad part about good, the bad, the ugly, is the Ukraine and Russia war still going on. The Iran war still going on. That's bad. That's all bad. And some of his cabinet's quitting. Some of the politicians are speaking up now that were his allies. That's bad. That's really bad. I mean, and the ugly part, the economy, the gas prices going up because of this war. All right. Exactly, Pensman. I don't normally talk sports here, but I had to bring that up tonight because that to me is a stupid never takes a vacation. Wait, you get ice cream cone, Aaron. None of your business what I did to go after I went and got my ice cream cone. Oh, so one person sees it, it gets on social media, and 3,000 people go to that ice cream stand. And guess what? They didn't buy ice cream. They didn't see Aaron Rodgers. So guess what? They wasted time and gas, and they want to know why they're broke. Stupid never takes a vacation. I'm Ralph Williams. This has been the Ralph's Opinion Show. Don't forget to tune in coming up shortly. Ralph Report, the new Ralph Report Pittsburgh edition. We got to talk about the election. And then at 9 o'clock, I'll be on Steel City Sports World with Luther Dupree, our host, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, Claudia Rosano, and also Big Rome, and also Fillmore. And any guests we're having on or any additions, we also take your calls. There's a phone number. It'll be on there. It'll be simulcasted right here on the RW Media Productions YouTube channel. Until next week, have yourself a great one. And please, by all means, please call your friend, call your cousin, and please be safe. Thank you.